Good morning. How are you? Happy Saturday. I don't know why my camera is not bigger on my screen here. Oh goodness, there's always something. Let me try this. Expand video. There we go. Now it's working. Good morning. How is everybody? I hope you're ready for a great weekend if you're in Michigan, and I think most parts of the U.S. are experiencing a lot of cold, bitter chill. So hopefully it's a safe time that you be careful when you go out and maybe enjoy some crafting inside. But I shared some of the cards that were made on Thursday during the card virtual retreat, and I wanted to show you the final 8 cards that we made yesterday. They're so much better in person, so I'm going to try to show you some of the techniques that we did and just inspire you. I don't know, I feel like I learned so much these past 2 days that I probably need to write down all the different techniques and tips. So this was one of the first cards we started off with yesterday, and we used a stencil in the background and did some sponge blending with different colors of ink. Actually, this frame was white when we got it, and we just kind of inked it up in Secret C, which is something, if you didn't have the cardstock color and you have the ink, you can always change colors of paper by putting them in ink. You just need to let them dry. Same with the banner here. We got it as white, and we did petal pink ink. We did some embossing. I love the stamping on top of the background. I thought that was really a cool effect. And on the inside, we did the same repetitive pattern. I don't know, I usually stamp on this side of the card, but I'm going to start doing this on that side of the card as well. And of course, the envelope coordinates. So great technique, and you can do this with any type of stencil. When you're die cutting, you can save the pieces and then just use them as a stencil. So that was one of the cards. Now this one, I don't know if I'm going to repeat again. This was very challenging. This was a weave card, lots of weaving. But if you have little pieces of designer paper or any type of paper left over, this would be a great card. What was kind of fun was all these little strips up here, they were heat embossed. So we actually had to stamp them in Versamark. We dipped them in silver embossing powder. We heated all those little strips. The green in the background here, they're all individually stamped. And what else? Oh, they're string. Yeah, we had to do some, we did sewing yesterday, but this is just kind of adding some texture to this card. So it did take a little time just to try to weave the papers, but they gave us some tips on how to make it easier, so that was really helpful. The inside, thankfully, we didn't have to weave anything, but we did coordinate and bring everything together along with the envelope here. So this was our second card. The third one, this one was very involved. You probably won't get the justice on camera, but we did a lot on this card. There is some sponging, there's some heat embossing, there's some background stamping. We did some die cutting. Again, this was that big die that I showed you yesterday, and we cut it to kind of make like a trellis. And then these little coral, calypso coral, little extra stamping and embellishments on here. So it's a real, I'm trying to see if I missed anything. Oh, and on the leaves. So this die cut, there's actually a little individual stamp that you can color the leaves in. And what I thought was really a nice tip was you don't have to make them always green. So we used crumb cake and old olive on that one. This was the inside. So, this was supposed to be stenciled, and I kind of messed up. So I just took the other half of the die from the front, and I just adhered it to it. It wasn't supposed to be actually adhered. It was supposed to be more of a stencil. But I kind of improvised last minute. And this was the coordinating card, which is something that I haven't thought of before, is actually heat embossing your card, your envelope flap. And then the front, I had a little smudge, So I just did some stamping, and I'll probably go back and stamp one of the flowers here. I didn't have time yesterday. So this was the third card. This was a really fun card to make. This one here. And the color, so this is the designer paper that you'll see a lot that we used. And usually you color the actual images, but we actually did the background coloring. We used cloud cover. So it gave it a real unique look. And then we just used the dark of the blends. And we just colored it in, just regular coloring. And so this is actually a card that you would open. I'll open it for you and retie the bow. And so it has a little, this is a gatefold, and then see how they did the stamping on the back here of the label? So just another little fun technique, and then voila! What a fun card to receive in the mail. This border here ties in here, and then this border here ties in here. So just another fun fold, a lot of techniques, and the envelope as well. We did lots of coloring yesterday, which was actually relaxing. I think I was so happy that we got some coloring time, just to kind of relax, enjoy the crafting, and so that was a good one. So this was another fun card. I enjoyed this one as well. This one here has, we used a stencil, and in the background of each row there is a different color cardstock. We did stamp, so you stamp back this one. If you look really close in the bubble bath, you can see some flower images, just a little texture, and then the petal pink row was just regular petal pink. Again, on the this is something I never thought of before, but this is a die cut, and you actually use your blend and you color like the tips of the die cut. So that gives it more dimension. Again, we used some twine, added some cute little flowers, and let's see what was on the inside. Oh, the inside was just basically a couple flowers to tie in. Here's the envelope. Wait, here's the envelope. You can hardly see the flowers, but they're up on the left side, and then the inside coordinated. And another good tip too was to stamp, you know, you don't have to, I always stamp like right on the inside, but you can stamp on the fold as well. So that was kind of a neat little tip. So here we go. I kind of lost track on what number we're at. So that was there. This card, again, I know I keep saying these are my favorites, but they keep getting better. I think somebody's watching. So thank you for watching, but I can't tell who it is. So, but thank you. Hope you're enjoying this. This was a wow card, and I'm excited to replicate this one way or another. So this is a lot of work, but it was so worth it. So this again is that designer paper that I just showed you. So instead we did some coloring on the actual flowers. And if you can look in the center of the flowers down near the bottom here, like this one, you actually like color with blends, and then you go around and you put little polka dots behind them with the blends. So just all this text, all this different details. There's so many details. Even with these smaller flowers, we ended up like doing little dots around the center. Sponging. So there's a little sponging and blends. And this is a wonderful image here. This is a die cut from that same die. This is the bundle that's going to be live with March online exclusive, so you can get your hands on that one as well. And so again, lots of coloring. Yep, can you see we did some stitching, some sewing, so just a little added touch around the border here. And the frame, so this frame was actually a rectangle, and I learned a new thing. I've never even thought about this, but we were taught how to shrink it down into a frame of the size that you want. So again, that was a rectangle, and now this is a square. So that was really cool. And we just did some little, you can see some stamping in the background. That was probably one of our favorite stamps. So are you ready for the inside? So here's the inside. So this is a pretty awesome. Oh, hi Tamra, thanks for watching. So this is cool because they taught us how to use flip flaps inside a card. So you can actually, put a photo in here or maybe even a gift card. So this was a new technique and I just thought it was amazing. So again, all these designer papers were also hand colored. So there was lots of coloring yesterday. So it was a nice day. And we did some embossing, heat embossing here. So what do you think of this card? I like this one. And then the front of the envelope coordinates, and again, we did the stamping on the designer paper. So that one was pretty cool. And let's see, we got 2 more left. All right, thanks for hanging in there. So this is another fun fold that we made, and again, there's some stamping on the lemon lime twist. And I was taught during the event that by adding color to lemon lime kind of tones it down a little bit if you want to not make it so stark. But this is actually the die here that was like the big die that I showed you yesterday, and they taught us another technique and how to cut it on just 1 1/4 sheet of the of your main base. So that was again another new technique. What else? Oh, there's some stamping in the background, and then you got your sentiment, and then you open it up again. Look at your sentiment, it kind of like holds together in the same visual. So this one here had the darker and then the lighter, and then the opposite on the inside. So just learned a lot of new things, stamping on your designer paper, and then the beautiful coordinating envelope. I know, Tamara, aren't the cards just beautiful? I love all the flowers and the new flaps. Actually, I'm just in I don't know, these flip flaps, every time I see them, I want to do something with them, but I just need to do it. So this card really inspired me. I really like that one. So our final card of the night, this was a card that we were supposed to do on Thursday, but we kind of ran out of time. And it's really simple, yet elegant. It had some techniques, and we sewed. Is this card here? This one here, we did some rough edged the cardstock with some scissors. This was a stencil with some different color two-tone cardstock. So we did some weaving. This is a stamp, and it was a 2-step stamp, so you can see how we stamped the main leaf, and then we did the little accent. And if you look really close, there was some stitching here, but just enough to give it some little like technique, or not technique, what's the word, dimension. So this was fun, simple. This was our last card. And on the inside, again, bringing in from what's in the front of the card to the inside of the card to the envelope. So wouldn't this be a beautiful card to receive in the mail? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the last couple days of me sharing all the beautiful cards that we made during Stampin' Up's first virtual card retreat. We were all messaging on live yesterday, like, when's the next one? When's the next one? So hopefully they have one in the works. I think it was a real successful experience for everybody. Stampin' Up was so organized. They had everything we pre-cut ahead of time. Everything was numbered. The presenters were very accommodating. They went at a really decent pace. Some of them were quicker than the other. Hi, Deborah, how are you? So if this is something that interests you, you can still obtain the retreat itself on replay. And what would be nice on replay is that you can pause and then catch up and do whatever. There are a lot of extra, like additional supplies you need, like in different color blends, ink pads, embossing. But if you don't have those colors, they'll give you like suggestions. If you don't have, I don't know, with Secret C, they mentioned, I don't remember what they use for, well, they had some suggestions. I need to go back and write everything down. But it was a great experience. I highly recommend it. It's bonus days during January, so you can earn extra $5 bonuses on your purchase and earn your rewards. And you don't have to do everything right away. The video is going to be live for, I think they almost said, hopefully a year. So there's time for you to create these. If you and your friend want to get together, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. I'm happy to go over things with you as well. So I'm going to let you get back to doing whatever you are. Happy weekend. Stay warm. If you're watching this as a replay, please type replay so I know that you saw this. And if I can do anything to help you, please reach out to me. I appreciate you guys all. And thanks for watching, ladies. Have a great day. Bye.